leaves Aqua United after 14 games, just as Aqua United give 3-match ultimatum to their technical crew. And in Europe, it's all about the round of 16 of the UEFA Champions League, as Napoli fight Barcelona, Inter Milan play Atletico Madrid, and few other tricky ties in the UCL. On that note, to say welcome to another exciting edition of Sport Trip. I am Olujimi Dare-Ogun. We go for this breather. When I return, we talk everything golf, and then we do a bit of boxing. And so begin with Golf where Deontay Wilder believes that Joshua does not have the heart to fight him, but says a bout between the former heavyweight world champions is closer than it ever has been. The pair are on the same bill in Saudi Arabia on Saturday and could fight each other in 2024 if they both win. Joshua told BBC Sport he would love to fight Wilder, but is eyeing the IBF title first if he beats Otto Wallin. Wilder is one of the greatest knockout puncher in heavyweight history, and while not convinced about Joshua's intention, he remains hopeful of getting him in the ring. Otedemi says, I don't want to say he's 100% afraid, but I think he's 75%. I've learned over the years, especially dealing in boxing, that nothing is for sure until it's for sure. And I think, and I know that is possible. That's a bit convincing, rather, or confusing. But what is understood doesn't have to be explained. We will see what happens. The future is bright, and we are further in talks than we have been in history. I can say that for certainty. Well, for both Joshua and Wilder, they are both on their comeback trail after losing their world titles in the past 3 years to Alexander Usyk as well as Tyson Fury, respectively. Joshua, who is 34 years of age, is a two-time world champion, having unified the WBA, the WBO, and the IBF division with a record of 26 wins and 3 defeats. For Wilder, on the other hand, held the WBC belt from 2015 to 2020 until he lost to Fury and has 43 wins, of which 42 are knockouts. This is how vintage it's been during his reign with the WBC belt. Tiger Woods is talking and is saying he can still do it again. Tiger Woods believes he can still win on the PGA Tour, but will only play one event per month in 2024 as he continues his recovery from ankle injury. The 15-time major champion had a limited schedule since suffering a leg injury in a car accident in 2021. He carried the final round 61 alongside his 14-year-old son Charlie at the PNC Championship in Orlando on Sunday. Otedemi says, if I'm able to practice and do the things I know I can do and prepare, I know I can still do it. He's saying I can still hit the golf ball. It's just a matter of prepping and getting enough reps in getting work in and being right physically and the endurance capacity of it. I haven't had a leg good enough where I have been able to compete and play a lot of rounds. I can still hit the golf ball, I can still chip, I can still sleep pots. Story of Tiger Woods. It's been a rough patch for him, and he's saying he can still do it. This is what you get when you actually closer to retirement. This is what you get when you are still holding on to that game, which a lot of people felt he should have retired. I mean, all his life, this is what he's been doing. Even though he has other investments, to leave this golf, it will always be difficult. The same thing happens in football. They play till their 40s, and they don't even want to leave because this is all they know all their life. So it's difficult for them to believe that they can't do it again. I think the ankle surgery will not recovery will not be anytime soon, and even if he recovers, I don't think it will be at his best like before. Let's not forget the likes of Jordan Spieth, Rory McIlroy are still in the mix, and because of that, he will surely find it difficult for the boxing. Talking about Alexander Usyk or Anthony Joshua rather than Deontay Wilder. I think at this point in time, we are tired of these two guys. If they want to fight, let them fight. Enough of the talk. And by the way, two of them are no longer with the belt. So attention is probably on the likes of Olujimi Dare-Ogun, who is holding the WBA, the WBO, and the IBF belt. And the attention is also on Tyson Fury, who is holding in called the most renowned belt in the heavyweight category, which is the WBC. So these two guys need to work their way to the top and need to fight themselves before people start taking them seriously. And they can't afford to lose on Saturday because that will be a mic or ma for either of the two guys. To football on the home scene, Fatai Osho has reportedly quit his position as the head coach of Nigerian Premier Football League club Akwa United. The promised keeper has struggled under Shaw's tutelage this season, and the former NPFL champions have recorded 3 wins in 14 league matches this term. Sunday's 1-0 defeat to Atland FC was the last game in charge for Akwa United. The Uyo club are languishing in bottom of the NPFL table in 17th position, and Osho, who joined Akwa United at the start of the current campaign, has now left the team. Well, I'm not surprised. I mean, Fatai Osho came in highly recommended as the assistant coach of Rivers United, who did so well 2 seasons ago in winning the Nigerian Premier League, and it beat of a decent outing on the continent. And but hey, since becoming a gaffer, the one who takes the bullet directly compared to when he was the assistant manager, he struggled to live up to the billing. Still in the Nigerian Premier Football League, Kwara United head coach Kabiru Dogo has been under 3-match ultimatum by the management of the club. The club's management issued an ultimatum following the Harmonies boys' goalless draw with Niger Tornadoes on Sunday. Other coaches like Abdul Kadri Abolaji, who is the assistant coach, Olani Mukaila, who is also the assistant coach, and then Alau Olani Adeyemi, who is the goalkeeper trainer, also affected by the ultimatum. How do you explain having drawn 4 home games in 7? That is very disappointing for a team that is looking to stay in the Nigerian Premier League. Just not quite long, 2 seasons ago, they were playing on the continent. So it's understandable, and at the same time, you expect a lot of this from all of these club sides. Why? Because at this point in time, they are gradually getting to the second half of the season. 14 games played so far in the NPFL, and you know after 3 games, you are in the other half of the season. So what this means is that you will see teams putting pressure on their technical crew to start getting the result, knowing fully well that away games will become a very difficult games in the NPFL in the second half of the season. If you know, you know. Leon Balogun says it is a privilege to win another trophy with Scottish Premier League giants Rangers. Balogun was in full action as Rangers defeated Aberdeen 1-0 at the Abden Park on Sunday to win the 28th Scottish League title. It was the centre-back's 3rd silverware with the Jazz. The Nigerian won the Scottish Premier League and the FA Cup during the first stint at the Ibrox Stadium. Balogun said he loved every minute of getting his hand on the trophy. Well, I feel Balogun has been in fantastic form since his move to Rangers. He's been absolutely fantastic to see. However, he's not even on the 55-man list submitted or the reported, the rumored 55-man list submitted by Jose Peseiro going into the Nations Cup. I feel he's one of the best centre-back going into the Nations Cup, but hey, he's not part of that list. We wish this Jose Peseiro all the best, which I think the list is too much. Then again, I can't fault him. There's a place of being politically correct, and I think that is what he's trying to do. Where we have issue with Peseiro is inviting over 30 players to camp before making his final 23 list. Now to Europe, Others Manchester City will play Copenhagen in the last 16 of the UEFA Champions League, while Arsenal will face Porto. Danish champion Copenhagen finished above Manchester United in their final group and reached the knockout stage for the first time since 2021. 2011 rather was the last time they actually got to the knockout stage of the UEFA Champions League. The first leg of the UEFA Champions League will take place from 13th or 14th or 21st and 20th and 21st of February, and the second leg will be 5th and 6th or 12th and 13th of March, while the final will take place in Wembley on June 1st. Well, the full draw Porto against Arsenal, Napoli against Barcelona, Paris Saint-Germain against Real Sociedad, not forgetting Inter Milan against Atletico Madrid, PSV Eindhoven against Borussia Dortmund, Lazio against Bayer Leverkusen, Copenhagen against Manchester City, and yes, RB Leipzig against Real Madrid. Just before I leave, let's let you know today we have the FA Cup quarterfinal fixtures and pick up the bounces. Chelsea against Newcastle. We also have Everton against Fulham. Not forgetting Portugal against Middlesbrough. In the Spanish La Liga, Real Valladolid will be playing against Valencia, Atletico Madrid against Getafe, Granada against Sevilla. Finally, in the Coppa Italia, in the round of 16, it's Napoli against Frosinone. And this is where I'll be dropping the anchor for today. Thank you for being a part of the show. If you've enjoyed today's edition of the show, please make it a date with us tomorrow, 8 o'clock to 8:10 on your darling radio station, 96.1 FM. Thank you very much. I'm Olujimi Dare-Ogun saying stay sporty, stay healthy.